Hello, good evening and welcome back to another exciting turn of Dominions 4. This is turn 46, I believe. And before we get into it, it's going to be a short turn because I'm still hamstrung by supplies. I need 145 supplies to support Thornwoods. That's with the new summer sword I crafted, which is now in the hands of Atia. And I need 134 supplies for the troops in Letia. And Letia can supply a total of 280. So we'd be just under if we moved everyone together. But I am summoning Gandharvas and recruiting a couple of Atavi. So that would actually put us over. So I still can't consolidate my units, and I still can't move anywhere, because supply is killing me. But let's get to the turn. First of all, message from Pythium. Yep. Undead ghosts haunting the ocean. Ghost fish and everything. Very spooky. Research in thaumaturgy completed. Nothing too interesting here. We did get this spell, Soul Slay. Which looks like it's just instant death if it manages to land on you. Its magic resistance negates, but it deals 999 damage. So that's quite interesting. Gateway 2 might be useful. If I can get an Astral 4 commander who has a decent, command value, then I can lead an entire army, 6 provinces, for only 10 pearls. So that's kind of cool as well. We cast a lot of sight-searching spells. The only one that hit was Arcane Probing in Daegor. That gave us a Submerged Labyrinth. Produces 1 pearl per turn. Puts our pearl production up to 14 per turn, which is really nice. And of course when we need the water gems, that will be the equivalent of 7 extra water gems per turn. Unrest in White Harbour and Thornwoods. As you can see, I'm moving the Hawks from God's Tomb to White Harbour to take care of that. There's already some Hawks in Thornwoods, however. Unexpected event, 5 gems from Packwoods. Unexpected event, minus 20% province income in Daegor. What does that put it to? Income 49. No, that's not too bad, still. Some independence attack Pangaea. Not too interesting. That was over here. Our scout, who I've named One Man Army, is still successfully sieging Trollland. This fort is not able to do anything. Good work, man. And patrolling troops killed brigands in Archacephaly and God's Tomb. Okay, so what are we doing this turn? Well, not a lot. In terms of sight searching, we are casting Voice of Tiamat underwater with the Hydromancer, I think. Yes. So Galba the Hydromancer is casting Voice of Tiamat each month. So that will find earth, fire and water sites underwater every month. So hopefully that gives us a nice little boost in gem income. Assuming he finds anything, which, based on previous experience, he may not. What else are we doing? We're forging another summer sword somewhere down here, and casting Voice of Apsu. We are casting Auspex and summoning more Gandharvas, and that is about it. Everybody else is researching, defending, patrolling, or moving. In the case of our underwater troops, they're moving to Boat Eater. They're going to head up to Lake Fortune and then Whirling Sea to capture the remaining neutral provinces. We'll come back from you. I may also build some more temples underwater, because that is what I was planning to do in the first place. Really want to push my dominion along these shores, all along Ulm. Maybe suffocate Lemuria entirely, that would be nice. We have a real vested interest in pushing our dominion now, more so than ever before, because we are aiming for Vengeful Waters, of course. Other than that, not sure that there's anything to say. I mean, we can take a look at troop movements, I guess. Man's dragon is back. You can see from the description a huge dragon was seen towering over the army in Man. So I guess either it was somewhere all along, or he's just revived it recently. Or called it back, rather. In Fukan, his army seems to have diminished, but I'm not sure if that's because he's lost units, or just because scouting is inaccurate. But he's now down to 270 units. And he certainly hasn't moved them anywhere that I can see. There's only 70 in man. So we'll keep an eye on it next turn, because we do want to attack again at some point. We're just hamstrung a little bit by supply restrictions at the moment. In Lemuria, AI Lemuria has got 350 units saved up. I am not looking forward to this, and it's another reason why I would like to get some temples, especially in these three provinces here, because these all have connections to these provinces. And AI Orm, he pulled back most of his troops from Venna, but you know, again, these huge AI stacks are just annoying more than anything. Not sure what Pangaea is doing. Not sure what Jomon is doing. Haven't seen Raga or Agartha fighting in a while. Looks like he's got a stack here. I'll move this scout backwards. Other than that, pretty straightforward turn. And I'll see you next time, when hopefully we do something. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to turn 47, I think. Right, so this is the next turn, yes. Seems like everything is normal, but actually, the server has been down for like 2 weeks, and the server administrator was away, so nobody was around to fix it. And then also a patch was released as well, which I think probably delayed things a bit. So even though this is like, you know, it seems like nothing's different, it seems like it's just the next turn. From my perspective, it's been 2 weeks since I played this game, and I kind of remember what I was doing. I'm fortunate enough that I've been recording my turns, so I just took a quick look at turn 46 to kind of remind myself what was happening. But it's been a really, really long time since I played this game, so I'm a bit rusty. I've been trying to take a long look at the map and try and remind myself what's going on. So if I seem a bit scatterbrained, it's because this is a bit, it's a bit of rediscovery on my part. Anyway, so what happened? Okay, Voice of Apsu no sights, Auspex no sights, summoned some Gandharvas. Voice of Tiamat found 2 sights. How cool is that? We found 2 underwater cliffs in Boat Eater, which gives us +2 earth gems per turn, which takes it up to +5, which is nice. So that's a good start for Voice of Tiamat. I'm feeling good about Voice of Tiamat. Cast Arcane Probing, found no sights, which is just as well, because apparently he cast it on Legria. And Lemuria took that site back, that province back. Lots of unrest mainly in Thornwoods and White Harbour, and also in Ragden still, which is now up to 114 rest. I don't know why, but there we go. And now also in Mountains of Mist, which is up to 75 unrest. Don't care too much. Battle in Letia. So Man, as you probably saw, attacked Letia finally. So as you can see, I'm breaking siege and moving these units onto the province as well. I was kind of interested, like, if Man sits there, then of course I will break siege and move, and all of my units will be there and fight Man next turn, same as last time. But I was wondering, if Man moves his army into Thornwoods this turn, will these guys that are breaking siege just, like, do nothing, and this army will fight on its own? Because that would be really bad. That would be like... If that's what would happen, then it seems like the absolute best move Man could make next turn would be to just move his army stack from Letia to Thornwoods. Because that would completely fuck me, right? Am I understanding that correct? Who knows, I guess we'll find out. But assuming Man just sits on Letia, yeah, we're breaking siege with the entire group of dudes and moving all these guys, if you recall. Not the Hawks, though. I'll just hit Y and show the whole thing. So, I put the Gandharvas into Bahakondra's squad. Bahakondra also got a Summer Sword, so he's now casting Tanglevines as well. The Communion orders are mostly unchanged. I noticed here that Atir is the 6th commander to act now, which means 4 Communion slaves go before him. So, with the Crystal Matrix, he should have +2 spell levels on turn 1, which means he's now casting Howl on turn 1. So that's slightly changed. I don't think anything else was majorly changed. I made my adepts cast summon earth power later in their script, so that they cast their buffs first, because there's no point having the summon earth power really for the buffs. It just makes it cost a little bit less fatigue, I suppose, but they don't get buffed by, you know, a radius or anything like that. So that will get their buffs up a lot quicker, lightning resistance, legions of steel, stuff like that. I got this new adept casting Temper Flesh just to propagate that through the communion slaves. Seems like a useful spell. You know, Blade Wind, Legion of Steel, Blade Wind, Moors of the Earth. You know, I've been through all this, but it's the only thing that's changed really. Speaking of our adepts, we had some really unfortunate stuff happen. So in winter, you're more likely to get what are they called? Afflictions. And as it so happened, the two adepts that got afflictions were, first of all, the guy I empowered in fire. He's now diseased, so he is doomed to die in 9 turns. At best, 9 turns he's going to die. Which is why I didn't want to empower one of these guys. It was just, you know, I just had to do it for this fight. And Bogliod is the guy I gave these penetration items to. He can't remove the Eye of the Void. So hopefully I'll get it back when he dies. But he got all kinds of afflictions. Diseased and dementia as well. Which is a shame, but he can still cast Curse of Stones with the Communion boosts. His precision is ghastly now. But I guess that's just from losing the eye, right? Yeah, dementia didn't change that. So precision is really horrible. That's just because he's got the Eye of the Void, though. But yeah, he's really afflicted now, and he's also going to die. Other adepts are all fine. It's just the two that I did things with are the ones that got afflicted, of course. Anyway, so where were we? Okay, so man attacked us. We took Sermiok. That's this province. I did this again with the scout. We just keep swapping this province back and forth. I'll put province defense in it. I don't care. Sermiok. Legria, I showed this. This was Lemuria being a nuisance. Assad, this is Ulm being a nuisance. And, you know, it's just the AI. I'm not going to show the AI fights. You know, it's just AI stuff. I might show the Letia fight, just because he loses the Wyverns, the Great Eagles, the Griffins. He loses like a lot of units, which is quite funny to see, because he doesn't actually lose them to my province defense. Dum-de-dum. That's what he loses them to. All of his archers, just every turn, they take out like a big chunk of flying units. So, literally every single death that he has in this fight is to his own sort of friendly fire. Which is kind of funny. Chunk. Yeah, his dragon's back. His dragon has 1 affliction, and it's just a disease. It's going to take a long time for a dragon to die of disease, but he will get more afflictions as time goes by. Didn't learn much. I inspected all of his mages in that fight to see if they had gems or anything, but didn't look like they did. God, I'm all over the place this turn, aren't I? I'm really not used to doing this. We got attacked by neutrals in Lost Canyon range. Hill Giants this time, not Ettins. But this was the site where I had a load of Markata. Remember that event I got ages ago? And they helped the defense and fought off the Giants. Some real David and Goliath shit. Killed some sneakers. 1-man army is still sieging. We're under siege in Letia, and I was actually damaged, which I guess is because he has so many flying units. Patrols killed stuff. Troops in Boat Eater are starving, that's these guys. Okay. So what am I doing? Recruiting mages. Moving these units and breaking siege. Like I said, that'll just be a fight next turn, unless man moves into Thornwoods, which I think will fuck me, but I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know. We'll see if he's like ultra next level and does that and ruins me. Underwater. I forgot to move these guys. I guess, can a day at the beach have... no. Okay, I guess a day at the beach can proceed to Lake Fortune, and Anyarati can construct a temple. That works out well, because I've got 41 gold left. I'd kind of like to beef up the defense here just to maybe dissuade the AI from pushing further against me. I don't know, maybe it'll help. I guess the other thing I should do now is just suck it up and empower a guy in water and just start doing that, because I'm not gonna get... Oh, I guess next turn I get another recruit. Let's give it one more shot. If the next recruit is water 5, that'll be amazing. If not, we'll just start empowering a water 4 guy up to water 6. Let's forge a booster as well, actually, while I've got it in mind. Too low. Let's shapeshift. And then forge it. River of the Sea, water magic bonus 1, yep. That's what we want. So we'll think about empowering him. How is research doing? Whoops. Right, we need to get to level 7. We'll be level 6 next level, so that's good. And I guess I'll leave it there. I'll probably overlook something because, like I said, it's been a while since I played, but hopefully this goes well. Let me just check, where's Letia? Let's make sure everything is breaking siege. Only the scout is defending. Can I make him hide? Let's have him hide, that's better. Break siege, yep. Okay. And we will end the turn there. Again, apologies that was a bit all over the place, a bit scatterbrained. I'll get back into the swing of things over the next couple of turns, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a pleasant evening. Or something. I don't know, man. Hello everybody. Turn 48. This is a complex turn. But before we get into it, before we do anything else, let's just watch the battle, shall we? Right. So this time around, I'm going to fast forward this a bit. This time around, Man didn't bother communicating his mages, they just spam little spells. He's got Wind Guide this time, and Arrow Fend, and Flaming Arrows. And as you can see, a lot of lightning bolts. But of course, it's the Flaming Arrows that's the real kick in the teeth. So I cast Howl this turn. This is the spell that creates wolves randomly around the battlefield, which I was hoping would cause a distraction. And it seemed to. After all that worrying about his flying units and whether I could Maws of the Earth effectively, without worrying about them, he only brought about 4 to this fight because he killed them all last turn. And they're a complete non-factor. Oh dear. So that turn, I don't know if you probably didn't catch it, but we lost one of our adepts from arrow spam, and the adept that we lost was the adept formerly known as Bogliard, who was empowered in fire. I've renamed a lot of the commanders. So we don't have flaming arrows this fight because we lost the commander really early on. There is Curse of Stones. They hit quite a lot of units. I mean, this guy just got hit by it. This guy got hit by it. I think it hit quite a few because of all the penetration, I think. Lots of lightning bolts, not many thunder strikes this time. There's the wolves distracting all the archers, and that was really nice. And again, this time the crossbowmen. Anyway, let's see a Maws of the Earth, shall we? Isn't that beautiful? I think that's beautiful. That was like, I don't know, 50 archers maybe? Blade Winds aren't as effective this time around. I think it's just because he cast Aerofen this time. I assume that works on magic projectiles as well as normal ones. Was the earth back there? I don't know if you caught it. Yeah, the Blade Winds weren't really as effective this time around. Looks like both of our front lines just collapsed into a bit of a mess after like the first 2 turns this time around. He's got a lot of Phantasmal Wolves and I've got a lot of Howl Wolves. I'm gonna put this in turbo speed now. Get through it quickly. Ouch. Wish I had Aerofend. I'm gonna assume that's an enchantment somewhere, because I don't have much enchantment research. Gifts from Heaven don't seem to be affected by the Aerofend, because they all seem to hit. So I'll have to remember that. Might be a good spell to use instead. As you can see there. There's my Pretender just jumped into the fight. Now, of course, if all of his mages were in a communion, I would have been able to clean them all up here, but unfortunately a lot of them escaped. Okay, so I'll get to the report, but that was how the battle went anyway. It was decent. You can see from the messages here we lost a lot of yogis, but I'll get to that. So research in Thaumaturgy is complete. Nothing too interesting here. Melancholia might be useful. It says it makes soldiers desert. And Enslaved Mind is kind of cool, I guess. You just capture an enemy dude. Why not? I can't really cast any of the other stuff here. Cast Voice of Apsu, no sights. Cast Voice of Tiamat, we found an amazing site. Check this out, we got a fort. We got a fortification, and we got an academy underneath, which gives 2 water gems and boosts water ritual range. So I should be casting Voice of Tiamat from here, I guess. And it also lets you recruit some Hydromancers that we've already seen, and these Seafathers, who are not only amphibious, but they're sacred, and they have Gift of Water Breathing, so I can bring land units underwater with this guy. So this seems like a great place to build a lab, especially given other events this turn. Unrest in Mountains of Mist, Battle in Bog of Beasts. We got attacked by Ulm's Prophet. That was this province here. So AI Ulm is still deciding to attack us. A bit annoying. I'm going to have to recruit some units back here and put together an actual army just to defend these 3 provinces. I'm not going to move south or anything like that, but I just need something that can repel Ulm effectively. Okay, Battle in Lake Fortune. This was our underwater army, proceeding and capturing neutral provinces. Not too interesting. We did lose a couple of Naga warriors because these Ichthyid warriors, is it? No. Ichthyids? Yeah, Ichthyids have a net. And I think that just really made my Naga warriors more vulnerable than they usually are. Because I lost quite a few in the first few turns. We took control of this province. I noticed after I took the turn and stopped recording that this province had no province defense and no standing army. So just like Sermiarch, I took it with a scout. Another free province for us. Battle in Trollland. This was one-man army. He's finally been repelled by a bishop, which is quite funny. Battle in Ligria. This was this province here. This was originally owned by Ulm. And, or was it? Have I got it backwards? Ulm attacked Lemuria. Oh, okay. So this was Lemuria's province, and Ulm attacked it, and they got repelled. I didn't even watch the fight. A lot of our yogis died, and as you can see, they reincarnated as a fully grown yogi. I think they're all back here in Patala. Only one guy didn't. This guy, well, a lot of the yogis just died and nothing happened. But this guy was, his death brought him as close to God as possible. He is now part of the God's dominion. So I guess that's just a dominion boost wherever he died. The battle in Letia. This was the battle we just had with man. So I lost a lot of units. I also lost my entire communion. Because my slaves were pushed up to 200 fatigue and then died. Which sucks for me, but oh well. I lost 2 adepts, but that was it. I'm not too concerned about losing slaves. Obviously it's it'd be better if I didn't lose any slaves, but it's not the end of the world. My Nagarishis were all fine. Devi's fine. I gained 2 ogres from casting Enslaved Mind. And lost 239 units. Man lost 249, and he lost 28 Magister Arcanes. So that's a hell of a lot worse for him than it is for me. Only problem is now I have 0 slaves up north, or south, depending on your perspective. So I have to get a couple of new slaves up there just to make sure all my main mages are boosted up in paths during fights. Battle in Boat Eater. Oh dear. Didn't even occur to me that Lemuria could go underwater. Why not, I suppose? They're all undead, right? They don't need to breathe. So this is problematic. Because I don't want to lose any more underwater provinces. Unexpected event in God's Tomb. A huge number of immigrants. Province is up to 2,000 population now. Don't even know what it was before, but okay. Unexpected event in Deep Black Sea. A group of titans has unexpectedly attacked the province. Yep, this province, the one where I had the Hydromancer and the lab. Yep, it got attacked and taken. So, it's just annoying. It's really frustrating. Like, come on, why? I don't even know what to say. Battle in Boat, yeah. Deep Black Sea got taken. Unexpected event in Gintmark. We got 109 gold. That's nice. Yeah, this is just annoying me. We did get the fort though here. I'm gonna put a temple and a lab here, and at least I'll have something I can defend. And that's it for the turn events. We killed some brigands. One of my adepts died of a disease. Now, we had the replay bug during that fight that I just showed you, so it wasn't exactly what happened. Because as you can see, energetic old man here, this is Bogliod. This is my fire mage who died on like turn 2 in the fight. Apparently he didn't really die in the fight, he's still alive. I lost some of the other adepts. I'm told that the battle report is accurate, it's just that the replay is wrong. And it says I lost 2 adepts. So I should still have 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright, maybe the battle report isn't correct, I don't know. But, did he retreat somewhere? No? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But, anyway, I'll get into what I'm doing this turn. So, like I said, I need some... I've got 3 issues now. I need to fight Lemuria in this area, just to make sure he doesn't get out of hand. I need to fight Ulm in this area, and I need to carry on fighting Man. And I also want to hit Thaumaturgy 7 to cast Ventral Waters. So down here I'm recruiting some military units, a lot of Bando warriors, a lot of crossbowmen. Hopefully in a turn or 2 I'll be able to put together just a little force that can just start fighting along here and deal with Ulm, because I don't want him getting too big for his britches. I'm also recruiting yogis as usual, and I'm moving 3 yogis from here to Arco. I'm moving the 3 yogis currently in Arco to Thornwoods, I'm moving this Yogi to Lesia, moving this Yogi to Lesia, and I'm recruiting a Yogi here, of course. So we should have 8 Yogis in Lesia in 2 or 3 turns, and that's fine for a communion. We got another fire adept, so that's really good because our other one is about to die. Seems like a huge waste of gems empowering him, but who knows? What else am I doing? Right, yeah. So the issue I had here is the temptation was to just take the my surviving 200 or so units plus my mages and just march straight to man. Because what's he gonna do? Problem with that is I don't have a communion, which means my mages are still pretty good, but I don't know, I just wasn't as confident about it. Also, I'd quite like to hit Vengeful Waters sooner rather than later, so I want to still be doing a lot of research. So as you can see, I've left some of my mages here. The Guru and the Adepts are all still researching. I'm only taking the Nagas and my Pretender, and I'm just going to attack for Fukan. And I figure I should be able to knock this fort off quite quickly. If experience has taught me anything, it's that these forts fall quite quickly. That might be slightly different now that my army is a bit smaller, and also this fort is being defended, but I think I should still be able to take this in like 2 turns. And then I'll cap the 2 side provinces as well. And then I'll just come back to Letia and keep researching. I'm just going to ignore Man for now. It doesn't seem like he can beat me. I mean, I've had 2 big fights with him, once in White Harbour and now again in Letia, and he's lost both times. And my position is only getting stronger and his is only getting weaker. So I'm not too concerned about Man consolidating his forces again. I'm content to just take Fukan, cap these provinces, and then just hold in this position just for the 4 or 5 turns it's going to take me to hit Vengeful Water. Because I really want to cast Vengeful Water. It seems like an incredibly useful spell for the exact kind of position that I'm in now, which is I'm large, I'm very, very dispersed, I have lots and lots of neighbours that are attacking me, and if my Dominion was defending itself, that would be, I mean, incredibly useful. So I think Vengeful Waters has to be my priority. So although I am trying to mobilise forces down here and up here to keep fighting as best I can, the focus is going to be on research. So also, I'm empowering Amitabha here. She now has the Robe of the Sea, she's up to Water 5. I'll empower her to 6 this turn. And then I need 105 water gems, I think, next turn to empower it up to 7. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can just alchemize my Astral Pearls. That should take me to 100. And then I'll have 3 or 4 turns to research Vengeful. And in that time, I should easily have enough gems to actually cast Vengeful. So that's the plan. I'm moving the Underwater Army back to Botia, trying to defend here. Some scouts are moving around. And that's more or less it. Don't think there's anything else really to say. I'm not summoning Gandalfs or anything because I'm saving the pearls just in case I need to alchemize water gems. I am moving Divixaya here. I'm going to try and get her to Lake Vastness to build the lab and the temple. So that's the only sort of side project I've got going on. And that's everything, I guess. So hopefully this fight goes well. I'll just show you that I've, re-scripted a lot of these mages because there's no communion now. So my Nagaraja is casting Eagle Eyes, Sleep Cloud, Sleep Cloud. Still got the Summer Sword guys casting Tangle Vines. 2 guys doing Moors and then Blade Winds. 1 guy doing Eagle Eyes, Falling Frosts, and summoning a Water Elemental. That's the guy with the lens. My Pretenders with the army as well, of course. I decided to make Stellar Cascades just to synergize with Sleep Cloud. Just might as well see how that goes. Lazy Summer's going to cast Destruction. And that's it. It's a really, really simple mage setup. Only got a small army now. But like I said, I think that should be enough to cap Fukan. And then I'll just see what Man does next turn. I think he's just going to move his forces to Man. Smart thing for him to do might be to just keep attacking me just to annoy me. Because I don't know if he can really do anything. But he might have a trick up his sleeve, I don't know. Or I might just be cocky, I don't know. But that's the turn anyway. And I hope I wasn't too all over the place this time. I'm still not quite in the swing of things. It's been so long since I played this game, and I'm not used to recording. But thanks for watching anyway. And I'll see you on turn 49. And hopefully I'll have another video up soon, because I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks because of the delay. But oh well. Hello, another turn. Let's see. Very short list of messages this time, which is always appreciated. Proclamation from Raga. Yuxtava Ray, the Turin Sparbed, shall hereby be known as the Prophet of Eurydice. Sure, why not? Don't know anything about any of Raga's units, so I don't know what that might be. Unrested Mountains of Mist. This region is now up to 149 unrest. Too bad. This is actually the province with the gold mine in it, yeah. So I think that income is just immune to unrest, I'm not sure though. It does still say my income in this province is 37, so maybe not. Or maybe it's not listed, I'm not sure. And still in Ragdan as well. Battle in Sermiok. Now this was the province that I keep capping with a scout. Man took it back with 70 units, as you can see. 67. 62. I can read. So that's good to know, because I thought he was going to move these two armies back to Man, but he moved on to Sermiok. He could now, if he wants, attack Fukan. He could break siege with the 100 or so units that were inside. And then also have the units now in Sermiok. That would be a sizable force. But I think I would still win. You know, I've got 178 units here plus 34 Morkata, so 200 units. My mages, I think, are just a bit better than Man's. And how do I have 3 units in the garrison? What? What? I'm so confused right now. What? How is that a thing? I don't... Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I've got a lot of you. I'm not too concerned about him. Plus, I've got my Pretender in the fight, who, to be fair, as a thug, has just been kind of a non-factor in these big fights. I think actually the smaller the fights are, the more important she might be as a combatant. But in general, I think I should really only just be using her for capping side provinces like this. And for crafting and casting now. She's kind of useless as a thug, it has to be said. Anyway, so that was interesting to learn. Only seven Magister Arcanes, 36 Longbone, everything else is just trash really, I think. Battle in Ligria, this was good for us. This was Ulm sitting on Lemuria's cap and taking one of Lemuria's provinces. So, in the Boat Eater here, I've gone ahead and had Anurati start building another temple. Because I don't think Ulm can just walk underwater. Pretty sure they just drown. But that's a good place for a temple if it can stay there. If Ulm can just hold this area, that would be really nice for me. Because I'd like to have a temple here. Battle in Boat Eater. This was this province, of course, that Lemuria had all these units in. I just realised I haven't actually watched this fight yet, so I might do that. See how we fared against spooky underwater ghosts. Gonna put it on turbo speed. Alright, seems like Banishment is our best weapon against undead. Not my units, particularly. Because they have a hard time actually hitting. And again, it looks like Lemuria doesn't have a great time hitting me either, so we're fully balanced in that respect. Okay, so we took that back. I'm moving a day at the beach back to take back Deep Black Sea. And I realised that these underwater provinces still have somebody else's Ragas, I guess, Dominion, these two. And as you can see, he has Misfortune 3, which is probably why we've had such horrible luck underwater. These ones aren't too bad. These have Pythium's Dominion, I assume, which is Luck 3, so that's nice. Anyway. Lemuria attacked Man in this province. So Lemuria decided to go in a different direction this time to expand. He took control of Fukan. He had no province defense at this fortress, and now we're sieging it, as we've already seen. Okay. Unexpected event in Grey Barrier. It's over here. This is a Luck 3 province, and it got Famine has struck the land. Unrest plus 100, population minus 10, gold minus 77. So that's nice. Unexpected event in Embracer. Children are disappearing at night. Strange creatures skulk in the wilderness. That's an underwater province. Also a lucky province. And in Daegor, Bad Omens. I'll say. I fucking hate the ocean, man. Seriously, it's nothing but spooky ghosts and bad luck. Bad Omens. Yep. Lost a scout in Pangaea. Okay. Started to destroy the gate in Fukan, but we need more time to succeed. Sure. And we killed some brigands. Okay, so what's happening this turn? Well, still moving my yogis up towards Letia. I've got a couple there now. Could put together a small communion. Plus 2 spell levels. I was thinking of doing that actually, just moving them plus Striking Gold Man to Fukan. Because then I'd be able to cast Wind God. But no, let's just... I'm confident though the units we have will be enough. And I'll keep researching with everybody else. The downward arrows, I don't know if you can even make out which arrows are going in what direction in this sort of clusterfuck, but the downward arrows are the hawks. Unrest up here is fine. 4, 0, 8, 8. So I'm moving them into a more central location so that they can fly to Patala or God's Tomb if need be. I think you might start unresting Patala again soon. So I thought they'd be useful there. And of course the Nagarishi is still slowly walking towards Lake Vastness to build a temple and a fort. And Swanath here is also heading towards the front. Down here, you can see these massive Ulm stacks just sitting on my border. Not sure what I can do about them really, I don't have any units. Don't have enough money to recruit anything either because I wanted another Nagarishi, because I'm greedy. But I am having the 2 Gurus in this province summon Gandharvas, so we'll have 12 Gandharvas next turn, plus 27 basic units. We've got the crossbows and things in this province. So we should have an army of about 80 units, plus we can bring a pretty gigantic communion to bear if we need to do that, but I don't think we will. I think for now we can just stay the course and keep researching, and as soon as we get Vengeful Waters, you know, all the candles in Bog of Beasts are going to kill all the commanders there, hopefully. I've never actually seen this. I'm told that the spell is incredibly good, but I've never actually seen it done because, you know, this is only my second game. So, how is research doing? It's going to take another 4 turns. So we'll just keep researching. You'll notice that I turned my Nagas all back into snake form, because I realised that because they have slightly higher water magic, they also have slightly higher research. Because each point in a path that you have gives you more research. I also learned that empowering isn't as expensive as I thought it was, because I thought that the water magic level that they have in Naga form was their base, and in human form it was a penalty. But it's the other way around. Like, at the moment, Amitalva here has water 6. That's plus 1 is from the robe. And plus 5 is because she's... plus 1 is because she's in... Let me start that sentence again because I confused myself. She's currently 6, plus 1 is from the robe, and another plus 1 is because she's in Naga form. Which means her base water is actually only plus 4. And I thought her base would be 5, but it's not. So even though it looks like I need to empower her to plus 6 now, I actually only need to empower her to plus 5, which is what I'm doing. Whoops. Well, I was. Okay. I feel like I just mumbled and said something really confused though, but to me it makes sense, so I don't care. Alright. Point is that it's costing me less water gems than I thought it would to empower up Amitalva. Who needs a name, really? If she's going to be casting a global, she needs a cool name. I think that's it for this turn though. Pretty slow, pretty boring. We've just got to hold on for 3-4 turns. And then I can start thinking about making bigger moves. Maybe, I don't know. I'll leave it there. I feel like I'm just embarrassing myself when I'm talking about nothing. So tune in for turn 50, and I will be more word proper speak. Thank you. Turn 50, I think. Another short one. That's good. Let's go through it quickly, because I'm not really doing this much this turn either. So we cast Summon Gandharvas twice in Patala. So we've got a nice little stock of melee units here now. I'm recruiting some more Bandar and a lot of archers as well. So we'll try and get a lot of units in Patala and Dardania to deal with these massive Elm stacks, as you can see. Proclamation from Pangaea, he's got a new prophet. My pretender was attacked by a horror again. This guy is pretty cool. He's got 0 protection, but he's 17 defense and he's ethereal as well. Which isn't a problem for my pretender, of course, but he also has 50% regeneration, which is crazy. He's got 62 hit points, so he regens 31 every turn. Other stats are great. Only gets 1 attack, but you can see he's got these other weird things. He's got Plague Carrier, which means he gives diseases to nearby units. And Slimer. I don't know what this means. Anyone striking this unit will risk getting slimed. Who knows what that does? Not this guy. It's also teleporting, magic power. Weird thing. Fortunately, we do not get slimed. Nor do we get diseased. So that was good for us, as you can see. No disease, no slime. But that was cool. I like these horrors, they're really interesting. Still unrest in Mountains of Mist and Ragdan. As soon as those messages stop, I'm going to assume that he's moving the spies somewhere. So at that point, I'll just immediately stop patrolling Patala and God's Tomb, because that'll be the only place he can really go. But until they stop, I'm just going to ignore them. Battling Gwaladen, this was Pangaea taking neutral province, this one. Not too interesting, it's just a stack of centaurs. Battling Faircliff, this was Ulm attacking us with 1 commander. Who knows what goes on in the mind of AI Ulm, I sure don't. I'm still ignoring the stacks for now until I get Vengeful Water. But I am building units for later, as you saw. Battling Deep Black Sea, this was the other underwater province. We've taken this back. I noticed that the laboratory that I built in this province is still here. So that's good at least. I only lost the temple, that means. And I guess the Hydromancer as well, but he came for free, so I'm not too bothered about that. And that was it for fights. Unexpected event in White Harbour. We lost 2 Dominion. Which, you know, is kind of bothersome, I guess. But not a huge deal. Event in Faircliff, we lost population. We lost a total of 970 population there. But it's only this province, so it was never a big deal to begin with. And in the pit, we found 183 gold. I love those sunken treasures. We also lost 2 scouts. But what are you going to do about that? And we breached Fucam, so we can storm it any time now. So, what are we doing this turn? Well, we're storming it. That's the first thing we're doing. Man took the stack of units that was in Sermiok and did return them to Man. So he now has 220 units in Man. Which is fine. I can now just take out these provinces in this area. Sermiok has no province defense yet again, so I'm attacking it with a scout. I can only imagine how much unrest is in this province now after being traded like 20 times. Look at that, Chronicle. That's pretty funny. So yeah, we're storming the castle. That should go well. You know, it's a small force, but it is backed up by my pretender, so... Worst case scenario, my pretender flies in and probably just butchers everything. Underwater, since we have the laboratory in this province, I gave A Day at the Beach a water gem. And she's going to be casting School of Sharks. Which just says it summons 10 sharks. It would summon more if I had more water levels, but I don't, so 10 sharks. And I assume that's just to summon like Swarm or something like that. And I thought that'll help a little bit with these Krakens, which is kind of scaring me because there was a lot and they were big, so... I also, as you saw, recruited this guy last turn. This is an Ichthyid Lord. And a couple of Triton Troopers. Triton Troopers are aquatic, but they seem really cool, so I thought I'd just use them just for this Kraken fight. Because why not? But then when I thought about it, I thought I might as well recruit a couple of these amphibious guys. Because when I finish taking back Mew, I can bring all my Naga warriors to Lake Vastness, And then we can put together a small fort and just start sieging Komseth. Because Komseth is empty, it has very little province defense. So, with just a small stack of Naga warriors and some Ichthyds, we should be able to just sit on that fort safely and slowly siege it, while the rest of my forces are doing like more important stuff, and thinking about attacking Man. Why not? We'll let our little underwater army try and take Komseth. I think that's a good project. And in the meantime, as well of course, Divik's sire here is moving to Lake Vastness to build a temple and a lab. So we should get that up and running quite soon as well. And that's it for major sort of events. I'm having Ilvin here forge a crystal coin using the hammer, because I figure at this point, like, the front lines are so far away that it's probably going to be better if I every time I recruit an old man, I mean an adept of the Iron Order, I'm going to probably call them old men from now on. Every time I recruit an old man, I can just give them a crystal coin and cast teleport and just teleport to the front lines, and then put the crystal coin back in the stash until the next one is created. So that's why I'm forging that. And I named this Nagarishi Boating Enthusiast, which is a Mitch Hedberg reference. He's a guy who likes to boat. He's now up to Water 7, and in 2 turns more or less, depending on if I accidentally move some mages or something like that. But potentially in 2 turns we can cast Vengeful Waters with him. So that's something to look forward to. And that's it. The only other thing I think I should mention, because I don't think I pointed this out when it happened, was that Summer of 06 Frisbee Champion has killed so many units now that he actually has a heroic ability. And the heroic ability he got is Lightning Reflexes, which is increased defense skill. Which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but, you know, I'll take it. As a spellcaster, it would have been nice if he got, like, Reinvigoration or something like that, but, you know. It's really cool. If you look in the Hall of Fame now, you can see here he is with 230 kills, which is so far ahead of everybody else. But only 92 experience somehow. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, congratulations to Summer of 06 Frisbee Champion. Somehow Silly Funny Monkey is still in the Hall of Fame as well, which is quite amusing. So congratulations to those guys. Anyway, that's it for turn 50. Still slow. But, you know, we're in a bit of a slump while we just finish research. You know, we can't really do anything about Ulm yet, because he's got way too many units. The war here is winding down a bit. It's a bit laid back. But once I take Fukan, I can start consolidating forces. We can think about the final push against Man. Finally eliminate these last few provinces. And then begins the slow, sort of tedious act of cleaning up Lemuria and Ulm, and thinking about attacking Pangaea as well, because we're going to surround him on all sides at this point. But that's everything. That's turn 50, and that's video, I don't know, video something, like 200 or something it feels like. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully. Yes. Good stuff.